In the interest of time, I'm going to just have to proceed with the presupposition that you are familiar at least with or somewhat knowledgeable of these prophecies and what they entail. If not, that's all right. I'll briefly explain them, but I really want to encourage you to be a Berean in the sense that you need to search the scriptures for yourself and see if this be true. First, I believe we're on the cusp of the sudden destruction that Paul says will happen while the world is saying two specific words, peace and security. Sudden destruction will come upon them as a woman travailing in labor, and they will not escape. We are on the cusp of seeing that come to pass. That's why I put Isaiah 17 next. Isaiah 17, particularly verse 1, is a prophecy about the sudden destruction of Damascus, Syria, and it will be so destroyed that it will be uninhabitable. Along with Isaiah 17, I'm placing the Zechariah 12 prophecy puzzle piece by virtue of how today the world has this intoxicating obsession with the dividing, the moving of Jerusalem's boundary stones. And this is what we see taking place today, right before our very eyes. It's all about Jerusalem. Don't think for a second that when Trump officially moves the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, don't think for a second that it will go unanswered. In addition to the Zechariah 12 prophecy, I'm also putting the Ezekiel 38 prophecy in place because, again, this is the catalyst. You have Russia, Iran, Turkey, and this alliance of nations that attack Israel. It's believed to be a nuclear attack, but God intervenes and saves his people so that they will know that he is God. That's the purpose. And the purpose of the attack is to take from Israel what Israel has. That's the hook that many believe that is in the jaw, that God says he will put in their jaw. What is that hook? Oh, it's the natural gas and the oil. I don't know if you know this or not, but Russia right now is almost decimated economically because of the oil, because of how expensive it is in Russia today to get a barrel of oil. It's actually coming now at a loss based on what the price of oil is. So it's believed that Russia with Iran and Turkey and this alliance will attack Israel for that reason. I'm putting Daniel 9:27 next to Ezekiel 38 because, again, plausible scenario. What's Daniel 9:27? Daniel 9:27 is a very important prophecy about how the Antichrist will enforce by force a 7-year peace agreement. And at the 3.5-year mark, at the middle, he will set himself up in the newly rebuilt temple, which I believe will be part of said deal, and he will declare himself to be God. And this is when the Jews will realize this is not our Christ. This is the false Christ, the Antichrist in place of Christ, because he will commit this abomination that causes desolation. And that will be a catalyst that will bring God's people, the Jews, to a saving knowledge of their true Messiah. And for the last 3.5 years, God himself will protect them, I believe, in modern day Jordan, in the ancient rock city of Petra for the last 3.5 years of the 7-year tribulation. And that's what the prophecy of Daniel 9:27 is. And then I'm placing, lastly, Revelation 13. Why? Because this is a prophecy about how the Antichrist will commence with this one world government, this one world economy, and this one world religion all coexisting. And the economy will be such that no man will be able to buy or sell without this mark. And by the way, the technology is in place today, and I will even venture to say that the technology that we could at this rate have in just 5 years from now exceeds the technology that is described in the Bible.